Alright, so next up on the list is a Ford F150. This is one of those cool suicide door F150s that has the miniature back seat right here. So we can't put the amp behind it, kind of a bummer. But where we can put it is up underneath the seat. We've been spending some time actually figuring out where we're gonna put it. We're putting it in a Pioneer 8601. Yeah, an 8601. And we've gone ahead and unscrewed the front passenger seat here. There just so happens to be a ton of room right here. So we're gonna go ahead and make an ABS panel that attaches to these two seatbelt bolts right here. Goes along here, and that will allow us to run our power wire up through this area and then out to underneath the hood. So Fernando's got the amplifier sitting over on his bench. He's starting to make the amp mount there. I'm gonna go ahead and start prepping the wires, getting the barrels and all that fun stuff on it. I'm gonna be using this kit here, Stinger Select. That way we can kind of meet in the middle, you know, get the fuse holder, all that fun stuff. Let's get going. So the amp is mounted to the bracket that Fernando made. All right, let's go ahead and get this into the car. So this is where the amplifier is gonna go. We're gonna go ahead and cut a notch here in the carpet and run the power wire up underneath here. All right, so the amplifier fits snug up underneath the seat. It's all up out of the way. Can't even see it. It's out of the way in the back as well. The fuse holder is also mounted in place. Looking all nice. Good job, Fernando. All right, this one is done, thank God. According to Paul, that is that 1 ohm bass.
Sounds amazing.
All right, guys, this one is done. On to the next one. I forgot to mention, it was a set of comp CVT 10s underneath the back seat, you know, with the Ford box, so yeah. I don't know how I missed that. All right, now on to the next one. Well, okay, now we have a Toyota Princess.
There's a princess.
It is a princess.
It's a little princess.
Little princess. Little battery operated princess. Alright, we're kidding. It's a Prius. I know, right? Wow, okay. We have a Prius, and we're going to put a radio with steering wheel controls in it. It's non-JBL, so it's only going to take a 1761. Cool. You guys should know what those are. It seems like it is the most popular harness right now, right, Fernando?
Correct.
I know, right? Now, this is what I love. I love getting parts. Let me just show you. Fernando hands me this, along with a 130 NEX, hey guys, can you drop an RCA and remote turn on and the steering wheel controls? But what is this?
That's a present.
So inside this is the dash kit. And the wiring harness and some screws. So I can only assume that he got this far and was like, yeah, I'm out. But that kind of stuff typically scares me because it's like, how far did they actually get before they were like, I don't want to do it? Did they take the dash apart? Did they just open the kit, read the instructions, you know, and just tore the bag into shreds, couldn't stuff it back in the bag? These are all things that worry me when Paul just goes, oh, it's just a quick radio install, guys. No big deal, it's just a radio install.
Yeah, it's always a quick one.
I'm gonna keep an open mind on this one because it doesn't look like the radio bezel's been messed with, but awesome. Let's go take a look at this for a minute. So for the most part, a Prius is pretty simple to get the radio out. You snap off this piece comes off here, this piece around the radio snaps off. You do have to pop this off. The one thing I will tell you is that when you unplug this portion right here, the park button, if you turn the car on, you're gonna get an airbag light. It's unavoidable, you're gonna get one. The nice thing is, all you have to do to clear it is just unplug the negative on the battery and it'll clear itself. All it is it's tripping because this was unplugged and it doesn't know what to do with itself. So if you're like, oh my God, I didn't, and you, oh no, and then you know what I mean? You're going, well, just, you like that? Yeah, what you eating?
It's a cookie.
Okay. Anyways, all you have to do if you don't have one of those cool scanners is just unplug the negative, let it sit for 3 minutes, boom, it'll go away.
Right.
So don't panic. We're gonna try to avoid that today because I really don't want to pull the back of the car apart. Getting into these batteries and these just kind of sucks. Well, let's get going, shall we? Whoopity-doo, is that what this means? Whoopity-doo?
It's like rolling, pop, rolling.
Okay, so.
Look at that. Exactly. Exactly.
It does look like a little foot. It needs a sock. So some of you guys asked, these are little kid socks. We get them from Target.
They're not my kids.
they're not Fernando's kid socks. No, and there's 2 in there. We double. It's just to keep this from getting scratched. That's all. All right, back to the car. So when you build this kit, what you want to do is just take the bag of screws that it comes with and just kind of put these screws in here. Don't tighten them up all the way, just, you know, 3 or 4 threads in. And then grab the side that is for this. Okay, let's not put left and right on here. Alright, pocket is on bottom. Alright, so this is, we'll go ahead and break off the pocket. Just go ahead and slide these over like that, and then you can go in and tighten them up. Now the way I'm holding the kit, I'm actually pushing these into the screws so that they're seated as far this way as possible, and then just repeat it on this side. And apparently this is a Best Kits BK TOYK 953. Alright. Alright, check your gapping, make sure it's all straight, set it aside. Pioneers get set to 7. So we got lucky on this one because this is the Toyota adapter here for steering wheel controls. This is a leftover part out of a TATO, which is the JBL interface. Sometimes JBL systems don't have steering wheel controls, so we save all these. So to cut down on some time on this one, we just went ahead and used it. Sorry. It's wired up. Here's this remote turn on out here. We have it all good to go. Now, because we didn't talk about it, what we need to do is go in here real quick because we need to know what this needs to be programmed for. I'm pretty sure it's 8, but we just want to grab that information off of this. We'll go to Toyota Prius. It's on the back page. Prius, they're all 8. So we'll go ahead and program it for 8. Now, the only other thing we're going to need is this guy here that says pack on it. This has the instructions for programming. Now, on his steering wheel, he has a mode button, volume up, track up and down, and a mode. We're going to use the mode button for VR. So let's head over to the car. All right, so we've gone ahead and plugged back in all our harnesses, the push to start, the shifter, the whole thing here. We're going to go ahead and plug in our radio harness. I'm going to put my finger on the button here. Go ahead and wake this car up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, we have our 8 beeps. We'll go to page 3. All right, here we go. Ready? Ready? Volume up. Volume down. Skip. 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 Track up. Track down. And we have band, phone menu, answer call, end call, VR. All right, cool. Hit it one more time. It'll start flashing. That means you got the sequence right. Pretty cool there. Go ahead and get this radio plugged in. What's the weather like today?
It's currently clear.
Make sure the car is off at this point because you don't want to screw up anything cool that you just took the time of programming by having the airbag light come on now. All right, vroom! Started right up.
You heard the motor?
I heard the motor go. Setting the clock?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, guys, this one is done. Yay. Bye, Prius. Bye. All right. You guys have a great night. On to the next one. Something like that. Bye. Bye, Fernando. Ooh, it's making noise. It's like a ninja car. It's so quiet. Ooh, oh, don't run me over. Spooky. Bye. Oh, engine's on.